Hello everyone, it is the 30th of October now, 28 days after we started potatoes. We started on the 2nd of October and we are in our second to last field called Ivers Brook. And yeah, first thing in the morning here, done a bit of a service on the harvester and I thought I'd show you about opening up. So obviously finished that block last night and I've now got the rest of this field to do this morning. So for those of you that don't know, because I didn't know a few years ago how it worked, but you windrow to open up. Obviously here a trailer couldn't come with you because they're going to run over the other beds and the potatoes, squish them. So the harvester's got to open them up. And I said when I was in the 40 acres that I'd show you. So the only thing I really change is to lift the machine pretty much all the way up, just to give the windrower as much room as possible. I can probably turn my lights off. Slow the cart elevator down because when it's spewing it out the other side, you don't want them to run over the top sort of thing and fall over into the next row. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. I'll speed the settings back up a little bit later. But yeah, first thing in the morning, just got to try it really, so we'll see how we get on. Yeah, it's been a pretty long season now. We're getting towards the end. So we're ready to go there. So I drop the harvester down and it will kick-start it off. Put the cart elevator on the normal way that a trailer would go. If you see anything falling out, it's just what we've scraped off this morning. Slow it right down just to start the day, because you don't always know where you're at. And then when you're somewhere about right, flick the cart elevator the other way, looking in your mirror so the potatoes are going in between the two rows on the next bed. And you literally just have to basically steer the harvester using A, keep it somewhere near. If you start slow, then you can always speed up sort of thing. I might stick my wheel drive in as well, especially on the first run, for the reason of when it's in the wheel on the Grimmies, the standard's actually really clever. That wheel on the right hand side, the one that sticks out, you can swivel it 180 degrees, so it's staying behind the harvester rather than running over the next row and the next bed. But anyway, the Grimme you can't do that. But what it means is sometimes that wheel is always fighting, and if you haven't got the wheel drive in, the wheel drive just help it along and keep it straight, then your wheels will be all over the place and it's quite hard, especially on the first go. So yeah, I've got it set at 1.2k. I think we'll speed it up to 1.6, just give that a go. And yeah, really just using my mirror as the best indicator, but also having a look at this camera down here. That's what that bottom right one's for. In the other video I said it was for the windrowing, and now you can sort of see it. So yeah, having a look. There's not too much going on here. There's plenty of space there, so we're going to speed up a little bit. But yeah, if you start slow, then you're not going to block it up straight away, whereas if you start at what I started at last night and the better going over there, then it's yeah, there's potential it's not going to end well. So yeah, this field, Ivers Brook, because it's got a brook underneath those woods, and that bottom headland there is horrendous. So I wanted to get the GoPro out as well to show you that not every field is perfect. I've shown you the last video I did in 40 acres, I'd open it up, we were in long, good runs. So yeah, it was a good chance to do it. But here we've got a tree, another tree there, heavy. The field's generally pretty heavy actually, and also a rubber shape. So yeah, there you go. Because I'm not concentrating, we're going everywhere with the spuds. But yeah, just use A to get it back in like that. All good again. So yeah, not the best of fields, but it's also got we've got PCN in it this year, which is potato cyst nematode, and it can be transferred via the soil. So after this field, I'll give this the harvester a good clean down, potentially actually wash it down as well. Just going into the last field that we've got called New Enclosure, which we had a go at, but it was pretty heavy. We got the kind of best bits out of it that we could, and yeah, then we'll go back and have another go after this field. So that's sort of where we're up to, really. Yeah, the weather's coming in again, as always. This season seems to have been particularly challenging. You get a nice dry spell for, well, let's say a nice dry spell, 3 or 4 days, and then the weather changes. There's a little bit of rain. You don't know if you're going to get a small amount of rain that's manageable, or whether you're going to get you know, absolutely poured on like we did on the weekend. So yeah, just taking your chances while we can. We are, you know, every day we are counting down the acres, getting more spuds in store, and that's basically the aim. So yeah, anyway, this is opening up, and I will come back to you once I've opened up the other two. So what I'll do is I'll come down on this one on the right hand side of my wheel, and yeah, come down, pop that into the next row, and then come back down this one which I've windrowed into with the potatoes you can see behind, and windrow that over again. So I've gone, it's basically 3 times up, down, up, and then I can start loading from this end. Jeff this morning. So, and that'll be us sort of opened up. And it's just, the trees make it a little bit awkward. You've got to think about things, because obviously your cart elevator, you don't want to be trying to load the trailer wrong sort of thing and making it difficult. So you want to keep your cart elevator on the right side of things. So yeah, I will come back to you once I've opened up and probably loaded Jeff, and show you what it's all about there. So yeah, that is opening up a field of spuds. This bottom headland, as you can see, is horrible, and we'll have to sort of make sure the trailers aren't going in there, or me, too much, because particularly there is very, very wet. Very wet. Anyway, right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again shortly. Right, so here we are. We've opened it up. As you can see, there's now space for Jeff to come down in his Deutz, and yeah, so this has got 1 windrow into it, and that's got two beds windrowed into it. So yeah, we're sort of away, and my plan was, or the idea at least, is to get all these done in between the trees and then just work our way around each tree, so the elevator's always on the right hand side. Makes it easier for the trailers. So yeah, the only problem with this windrow is, actually, to be fair, once I turned the camera off and I was concentrating, I did them quite well, but on camera I was all over the shot. But anyway, this one will have had the road that I ran over with the right wheel, so it's heavy anyway, so there's clods, but it just adds more clods to the sample, and there's not really a lot you can do about that. You know, the wheel runs in between them, and sometimes it'll run over one of the rows, one of the 2 rows in the bed, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, I sped the cart elevator up. Obviously you got more going through. Slightly sped the rollers up as well, just because there's more material going through the harvester, just to avoid blocking it up, really. So yeah, windrows, it's a nice, well, it's nice for me and it's nice for the trailer. It fills them up a lot quicker. You can actually get a machine just a windrower. In essence, it's exactly the same as that, but just without the cart elevator. And some of the bigger spud growers around here have them. They are very jealous of them, because they can, while I would be doing the main body of the field, say over there, they could have opened this up ready this morning, so I just turn up and come in and sort of load a trailer. So rather than the trailers having to wait about, and therefore the grader, you know, not having potatoes for a bit. But it's, you know, they're expensive bit of kit, and it depends on the amount of potatoes you're growing, really, as to whether it's a viable option. So obviously for the bigger growers it speeds them up no end. They'd have had easily, with one Wimmer, I'd say you'd almost have had this done yesterday, whereas I've obviously made it up to the tree. Although we did start a bit late, and yeah, it is heavy, so and wet in places, particularly over there. But yeah, that's opening up the field, and yeah, Jeff is my first trailer of the day in his Deutz. We've also got Ian over there with his New Holland. I'll get a bit of footage of him loading him, more for the reason that he'd be he watches the videos. He's already given me some grief over them, and he'd be very upset if he didn't feature. So don't worry, Ian, we'll get a shot of you loading next to me, so you got a smile on your face there. So happy days. Yeah, potatoes carry on, 30th of October, and I will see you shortly again when we're loading in. Right, so here we are. Here is Ian. He's been doing his hair. There he goes. He's gonna look forward to watching us back and seeing himself. Yeah, still opening up here. There's Lynden with his hedge cutter. He does all the hedge cutting for us here at yeah, he's pretty much. We don't have one ourselves. He does it all. He used to have a Fendt 718, I think it was, and now he's just moved to his 640 Arian class, which I think he's quite enjoying. Not so sure on the gearbox. Those ones are the old Massey Dyna 6 ones, I think. So yeah. Anyway, there we go. I just wanted to get in the picture so I didn't feel left out, and yeah, we will carry on munching through the field and seeing how we get on. So yeah, I spoke about the PCN. There's a patch up there which I left. I don't know whether it's actually across the field, because some of the potatoes here you go through some small patches, but it's not actually visible on the top. So but yeah, it just means we won't grow potatoes in here for a good number of years. I think it's minimum 6, but probably more like 8, just to get on top of it. But actually, as we've taken on another farm, it's actually given us more options for potato fields, so potentially this one might not be used again for the foreseeable future, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, we will carry on. Ian, there he is, Lynden over there in his class, and we're here just carry on harvesting the Pentlandale potatoes for McCain's. So thank you very much for watching this video on opening up, and as you can see, yeah, I'll just go round and round till the blocks are sort of either side of the trees, and then we'll just work it off that way, so the elevator's always on the right hand side of the tree. Keeps the trailers nice. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you again in another video. Bye for now.